G'day and welcome to the boat safety video. The boat was bought by Youth Services following requests from your Youth Voice Committee.
The Youth Voice Committees give us a different perspective. It comes directly from the youth and we believe our youth are our greatest resource, and we want to make sure that they have input into the planning of the shires. The shire is still in transition. It will continue to grow and become stronger. The shire believes that with youth input we will be better able to address the issues of communities in the future.
If you are young and live in Nuka, Numbawa and Borroloola, then this boat is for you. If you want to use the boat, please ask your local Youth Voice Council to request the boat and ask your youth coordinators to organise an activity. Roper Golf Youth Services are planning to hold diversion activities during the wet season. Boat training is one step towards many exciting and fun jobs in and around your community. Do you want to protect the waters? Find out about being a ranger. Are you good at telling stories, or are you interested in representing your culture? Why not be a tourism operator? Do you like fishing and spending time on the water? You can help bring good food to your community.
We've got the Gulf in our shire, and the boat will go a long way, with the coastal communities and 3 major growth towns that we've got, Borroloola, Nuka and Numbawa. And ultimately we want to try and get beyond and support our youth service, and this was one of the ideas that they came up with. It would go a long way, and we're really feel really strong about supporting our youth out there, and this program now is training them up, getting them boat safety, all the preparation, what it takes to to operate a boat and do the training, and all that would be a big benefit to the shire, and it would go a long way for the youth out there and our communities.
This video contains information about launching and retrieving the boat, as well as safety information. This will help keep your boat working for years to come. It is important to go through an induction before you use the boat for the first time. Let's go! Launching the boat. When you are towing the boat, make sure that the trailer is attached properly. Attach the chain and lights cable and make sure the lever is down, securing the ball socket on the car. Check that the lights are working and make sure your mirrors can see behind the boat. It is best to launch and retrieve the boat when the tide is high. You can find the best times on the tide chart. Reverse the boat trailer in a straight line until the car wheels almost touch the water. Put the handbrake on and insert a wooden block under the car tires. The boat is heavy and can pull the car back. Always screw in the black bung plugs before you launch. Check for crocodiles and always be careful when standing close to the water. Your safety is the most important thing. With one person in the boat, release the chain and belt line and let the boat slide into the water. It is important to plan your day and keep an eye on the time so you won't get stuck in low tide. Make sure you tell someone where you are going and when you are planning to come back. Be on time and let the person know so they don't worry or send help. Some places become too shallow to cross, and it's important to be careful so you won't get stuck or damage the propeller. Raise the engine a bit if you are driving in shallow water, and always keep an eye on the depth gauge.
Can I come push you? No, you need to have your life jacket on. You bring any water?
Nah.
Got any medic kit? You got any flares? You bring in lifesaver? Now you can come in.
Turn the boat around so everyone can get on using the steps on the back. Don't leave before you check that all the following safety equipment is on the boat. Opal fuel, lots of drinking water, life jackets, first aid kits, EPIRB GPS, flares, V-sheet, torch, life ring, CB radio, tide chart and mat, anchor and chain, jacket, hat, esky, rubbish bags, and sunscreen if you need it. Test the engine to make sure that the battery is not flat before you launch the boat.
Planning to make camping with the youth just for 2-3 days, I think. It'll be awesome for them. Teaching them how to go hunt or making spears. So we'll try and pass that to our kids where they grow up for the future. Showing them sacred site area. You're not allowed to push forward over there, you have to step back.
Here's the best way to raise the canopy. Make sure to hold it where it is strong and help each other. If you leave the boat on the shore, put the anchor away from the water and check the boat every hour to make sure it doesn't get stuck. Sorry kids, legally the boat can only carry up to 8 people. Driving the boat. When you are on the boat for the first time, ask someone to show you how to turn on engine, go faster and slower smoothly, lower and raise the engine, turn safely, read the GPS and depth display. The propeller should always be under the water when running. If not, you could damage the engine. What would you do if the engine doesn't start?
And it stalls or something happens, what's the first thing you check? Do you know? Fuel. If your boat's moving and going along and all of a sudden you're out here, middle of nowhere, kilometre from land or more, generally it's going to be fuel. You're going to run out of fuel or you're going to have some bad fuel. So either water in your fuel or you've completely ran out. So our tanks are all underneath the boat in here. We're at 300 litres of fuel underneath the floor of the boat. So we can't pull the floor up to check how much fuel is in our tank. We've got fuel gauge on our speedo here. So if I turn our ignition on, up here, and on your speedo right next to it you see a little fuel symbol. Next thing we're going to check is our fuel filter. Because on all of these bigger engines you'll have a filter which has got water separation in it. So if there's any water in your fuel, if you've got dirty fuel, we'll take the water out of all the fuel. So if you just look down underneath this compartment, you'll see a little fuel filter down there. Alright? That clear bowl at the bottom is if there's any water in that, it'll always sink down to the bottom. Alright? Water's heavier than fuel. Water will always generally drop to the bottom of the fuel. So what you can do is let your boat sit for a little bit. Water sink to the bottom of that bowl, and then we open that bowl up and drain the water out of it. Close him up, and then we can prime the engine back up with the primer pump.
Remember that smoking is not permitted on the boat.
Again?
When you drive, the weight should be distributed evenly so the boat is not leaning. It is also good to ask people to go to the front of the boat. This way it is safer and allows the boat to go faster. Let's look around the boat.
I'm just showing you all the safety equipment. This is the bollard where you pull the anchor.
Underneath the helm you'll find your radio.
Life jacket. And this one we got storage container. And this one we got water container. And this one safety ring.
Diana, safety cabin. Diana, what is first aching. Diana taught. What is Diana, what is flash. And Diana fishy. Fishy.
V-sheet is for distress, so if you're broken down out at sea and you can hear a plane flying over the top, it's very hard for a plane to see like a grey canopy like this, and he wouldn't know if you're sitting there waving that something's wrong. So this is a V-sheet. It's a big bright orange sheet, as you can see, and it's got a big V on the centre of it. And V is a Marine International Distress Signal for help required. It's not emergency help, but it's just telling them that you need help for the boat. So if you pull that out, it'll all pull apart, and that's what it looks like. And you can see that from 10,000 feet in the sky. Cool.
Here we got fishing rods. This is black baits, but we don't have any. And here we got batteries to keep the engine running.
Bukhari में जा थोड़ी बुखार में जा bandage by हो.
Make sure you know where the first aid kit is kept and what to do in an emergency.
International transmitter. It's a life-threatening situation only and only a last resort. If you're going to turn it on, we'd slide that on, the crossover on. Alright, and that would hold the button permanently down. This will send out a signal up to a satellite in the sky. That signal then, with a position, it will have your GPS coordinates on it. Will then get transferred down to usually Canberra. Canberra will pick up the phone and let emergency services in Darwin know. Head within half an hour to pick you up, either a helicopter or a plane, to get your location. So very, very important piece of tool, especially not so much in the river here. You wouldn't set it off in the river here. Unfortunately, you get in a bit of trouble doing that. You'd use a smoke flare or a small flare, but out at sea, which we'll do later on, this is what you use if you get in trouble. You set it off when you're not in trouble, just as funny as in a joke. Big flop.
Like you did before.
Now it changes to a little cross and a dot. Alright, and that's a GPS mark, so that tells you where exactly we are. So 14 degrees 16.400 south, 135 degrees 41.296 east. So if you were to get a GPS or someone had a compass, they can plot to those coordinates and find us. All that kind of stuff. So that's the safety equipment you're going to find in this pocket.
is a green light. Boat lights are used so you can see people at night and know if they are coming or going and which side you should be on. Always store hooks and knives in a safe place and make sure things are packed up safely before you drive. When on the water, keep your eyes open for dangers like logs or rocks and take responsibility for everyone's safety. If you see injured wildlife or if someone is doing the wrong thing, make sure you tell somebody. Baniala, the homeland on Blue Mud Bay, won the sea rights, which means that you and your family can manage the sea. Make sure it is taken care of and used with respect by tourists.
Yeah, what I do in Northern Boy for the boat patrol, like, let's go in every creek, checking up if there any crab boats in there, like ask them if they got permission, who gave them permission to go in. Yeah, we do a lot of stuff, like see any young boys or girls at the street, like have a quick chat with them, ask them what they want to do.
All animals should be treated humanely. If you catch a fish, make sure its size is legal and it is not protected. Have a look at the sticker with the ruler on the inside of the boat. Make sure you tell the rangers or the police if you see anyone doing the wrong thing. Make sure you stay between the channel markers and keep an eye on the depth meter at the top of the fish finder screen. When you find a place you want to stay, throw the anchor and make sure to release enough rope with it. This should be about double the depth. When you think it is anchored, tie the rope like this. This will make sure that it doesn't release accidentally and that it is easy to bring up when you are ready. When you retrieve the anchor, drive the boat slowly up towards it to make it easy to pull up.
So once your anchor's up, always make sure you never ever leave the anchor sitting at the front of the boat here. Because if we hit a wave and this latch comes open and the anchor comes out, it can go down, grab the bottom and flip the boat over. So once we're finished pulling our anchor up, we always make sure we put him right away back into the anchor well. So that way, it's right out of the way, he's not going to come off and hit anyone, or he's not going to fall in.
If you are driving and you see another boat you might crash into, slow down and stick to the right side. The bigger boat always has the right of way. When you come back, approach the shore slowly and make sure that the boat is straight when it drives onto the trailer. Check that the trailer is attached properly. Attach the chain first and then attach the belt cord. Wind up and click in the safety latch so the belt won't roll back. Be careful to keep your hands and fingers safe. Because of the salt water, it is important to clean the boat after every use. Clear the deck and clean the boat from front to back. This boat has a pump at the back that will take out any water. Connect a freshwater hose to the engine and flush it out after every use to get rid of the salt. Clean the bait container and gently wash the steering wheel area so you don't wet the electrical equipment and radio. Do not wash inside the closing compartments on the sides. Cover the boat after it is clean and make sure that the cover is tied to the trailer using the straps so it is ready for transportation. The engine needs to be raised and propped up using the metal bar. Please let someone know if there is anything wrong with the boat or if any of the safety equipment is missing as soon as possible. The youth at Numbua hope that you have enjoyed this video and that you will follow the safety tips so you can use the boat for years to come. For a copy of this video, call the Ropa Gulf Shire Youth Services or check out the Ropa Gulf Shire's YouTube channel.